Well, we meet again. We meet again, guys. Hello and welcome to another video in the series of my Monstera Thai constellation becoming a flippin' drama queen. Honestly, it was such a happy and beautiful plant. It was growing enormous, cool looking leaves. I mean, it still kind of is. But just the moment the winter came, I think from the moment we started to be in the midst of autumn, this monster made a whole 180 and started to rot for me. The roots started to rot, and once again, I have way more details about this in whole playlist right now, so you can go ahead and check it out. I have the full story, how I got it. This was actually a plant gift from my friend, so it's a very special plant. And honestly, it's been thriving and looking so good for a year. And then we went downhill. So long story short, it was growing in pond, it was loving its life. But then after the roots started to be very compact, very intact, when the root ball was so intense in that pot that the roots started to touch each other, at least this is my theory, I feel like there was not enough of airflow and the roots started to rot. So then I started to see the signs of it being a little bit wilty, like the leaves were a bit wonky. So I tried to take it out of the pot, checked the root ball, found some rot, got rid of it, disinfected the plant and plopped it back into the leca and thought this will do, everything should be fine. It wasn't. So once again, I took it out of the pot, saw that the plant isn't happy yet, it keeps on rotting. I decided once again to do the same thing, got rid of the rotten roots, disinfected it in water and peroxide mix, and then decided to plant it into terracotta pot with cactus and very airy mix filled with leca balls and stuff like that. So it is extremely airy, but I feel like the damage was already done and the root rot unfortunately just keeps on spreading because the plant once again is very wilty. Here is the picture of how it looked when I planted it into the soil. Bam. And here's the picture how it is looking right now. Bam. So as you can tell, the leaves are no longer happy and standing straight, they're all like this. And this is a sign that the plant doesn't get enough water, and since it doesn't get enough water, probably something wrong with the roots. So guess what? Yesterday while doing some plant chores, behind the scenes, behind the camera, I just could not look at this plant anymore. Looking like this. Do you see how wilted those leaves are? Not only that, it actually started to get rid of the bottom leaves. Do you see this one is already on the way out? So I was actually a little bit nervous and mad at it, so I went ahead and tried to take it out and look at this. It just moves in the pot. Wait, from this side you'll see it a little bit better. Look. I can take it out almost, right? So this is a sign that the roots inside are not happy, they're not healthy, they're not holding on to it, they're just rotting inside. So today we're taking it out of the soil, and I have several plants in mind, but I want to see how bad is the roots, like how bad is the situation with the roots, and from then we'll move on into the further actions. I have once again several plants, so probably let's take it out of the pot and see what we're dealing with. Oh, I am so nervous because this is such a special, and used to be such a pretty plant. I have, just in case, disinfected knife over here, in case we need to do something drastic. Lots and lots of you actually were saying to me to take cuttings just in case. And I was saying, no, I won't do it. I want to keep it as it is because this is my precious plant and I want it to be humongous. But you know what? Lots can happen today, so let's take it out. Today I don't have my husband's help because he's working on a car. Everybody have their own projects today. So we'll see how that will go. Oh yeah, I can see rot. Okay, how do we even? Okay. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. Bam. Bam. Pot is back. Okay, yeah, the plant is extremely droopy. And most of the roots are gone. Oh my gosh. You see, there is not a single white and chunky looking root. They're all brown. Oh my gosh, this is not healthy. The good thing is that the stem isn't rotting. I'll take this one off since it's already on the way out. So I guess we'll start from the very beginning here. Will it hold like this? Oh, thank you. Oh, I can see several happy roots. Okay, nothing is lost yet. So, and I did lose some good roots. Damn it. Okay, you know what, right now, let's take it step by step. So first, what I want to do, and what I would recommend to do for you as well, if you have a similar situation, get rid of all of those dead roots. They are not gonna be any help for you. Oh, but I can see that this plant is a fighter, and it does have some new roots popping. How are we looking? Okay, you know what? Just in case. Okay, this one is nice. Bam. So I guess let's put on music and just go through every single root. This is very dry soil over here. I need to put on a mask, but then my makeup will be ruined and priorities. I'm a bit sassy, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely thought that the last time I did a rescue on it, that it was the last time, and finally we'll see some good news. I guess she had other plants. And you know what? I can see some healthy roots. Like the tips of the roots are green actually. So I'll try to go through every single root over here, see which one is not doing too well, and just chop it, because the rot can spread, and that's what I don't want. The worst thing is that I mean, it depends on how you will look at it, but I am planning a vacation with my husband to go on it in 2 days. So I need to do something about it right now, and it cannot be anything that needs me to be checking on it every day or so, because I won't be able to do it. I cannot take it with myself on vacation. Don't worry, I'm gonna film the whole thing. I will take you along if you want, of course, to watch that vlog. It's upcoming. We'll go plant shopping. We'll go to the other side of my country, to the seashore, have some chill time, probably go shopping into the stores that I haven't been at for a long time, and just have some fun, you know? Okay, this one. Yeah. Okay, so just like I said, let's put on some music and let's go through this thing. Okay, so what I found out during all of this, that the aerial roots are actually the healthiest, and from those nice chunky aerial roots I do see some nice tiny baby roots popping out, so I want to keep those. For example, this one just have those nice fresh roots that the very tips of are yellowish, greenish, you know, like the fresh new growth. On the other hand, the bottom roots, the ones that were coming from the very tip of this plant, you know, the baby roots, they all are gone. So I'm just cutting them off because it's just, you know, it's unhealthy to leave them on. I already made this mistake twice, and I know it can be painful to watch all of those roots go, especially knowing how much of energy this plant used to grow those roots. But unfortunately, these roots are not helping this plant. And honestly, before doing this video, I did some research. I did lots of research on the internet, on Instagram, on Facebook, on some forums, and lots of people just recommend to go ahead and get rid of those roots because they won't be any help. And I know it's painful, you know, for me personally, I cannot watch when other people just cut off plant roots. It's I don't know, it's barbaric, right? At some point, at least it felt for me always. But you know what, I think that this is the time when I need to be more mindful and not let feelings overcome my brain and, you know, all of the research that I did. So I'm honestly getting rid of lots and lots of roots, but also I feel like we still have a decent amount of healthy ones that will be so helpful. Also, I'll try to pop more of aerial roots, the fresh ones. Oh, did I broke it? Yes, this one is broken, so I'll cut off. Wait. The root itself is very juicy, but it wasn't happy when I uncut. So I'll cut it off with disinfected knife, so the clean cut will be there since it's a fresh root. And you know what, right now what I'm gonna do, I will take it into the shower, clean off the remaining soil that is left. And I feel like the best idea maybe will be to put it in water without anything. Water seems to be very helpful for the monsteras to root. And I feel like this would be the best choice for now. Once again, I'm going through every single aerial root and seeing if I missed any kind of rotting piece. Honestly, thank goodness, at some point I did thought we'll lose way more roots, especially after the plant itself looks so droopy, but that's okay. This one is workable yet. Oh, thank goodness. Regarding the soil, I feel I won't be reusing it because it's just filled probably with rot and mold and stuff like that. But this is what we're left with. Still have a pretty decent amount of roots. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead, check onto the rest of them, and then I will see you in the shower. Yeah. Now this one gotta go. Don't want to leave any kind of suspicious root. And there's still lots of suspicious roots. I feel like an animal doing this bizarre thing, cutting off all of those roots. So bizarre. Honestly, this one is pretty suspicious. It looks very dry, but also lots of baby root tips on this one are kind of greenish. Oh my goodness, I don't know. The scariest part is whatever I decide to do, it will have to be in that for 10 days. So if I will put it in soil back, it will be in that for 10 days and that might be deathful. Also, if I will put it in water for 10 days, it just might completely rot off because I won't be able to swap the water. So I don't know, guys. Okay, let's go and take this baby into the shower. I know the lighting isn't the best, but here is what I was talking about. The tips of the roots seem to be healthy, you know, fresh white, a little bit of yellowish white. So this is a sign that the root is healthy, and there's a bunch of these all around. So right now let's take this baby out of the shower and proceed in the room. Okay, so right now the monster is still in the bathtub, drooling over like the rest of the water from its leaves, drying out a bit while I will take care of this whole mess, take it out of here, and then we will go ahead and disinfect the baby. Give me a moment. Alright, let's move on to the phase 2 right now, since the station over here is all clean and almost disinfected. I'll go ahead and do that, but before that I want to show you I have this pot that this monstera was growing at, and it doesn't have any drainage holes, so this is going to be perfect for disinfecting my plant. Let's make a disinfection station, if you will. So what I'm gonna do, I'll add in here filtered water and add some peroxide, and this is how I will try to get rid of the remaining rot on the roots. Hopefully all of the bacteria will be killed, and then I will show you what I came up to do with this plant. Gotta go. We're gonna need more of this. And peroxide. I think we need more peroxide. Hold on. Alright, so not many bubbles coming up, so where do I even... Hello? I'm here, guys. Anywho, so while there's not many bubbles coming out, I feel like I did a pretty good job cleaning all of those dead roots. So right now what I'm gonna do, while it stands in this peroxide mixture, I wanna go ahead and cut off leaf pieces like this. This doesn't look any good. Some of the leaves are gonna be goners, and I feel like I definitely wanna take off couple of bottom leaves so the aerial roots will be able to sit in water. So let's do that. Alright, let me show you what we're working with. So I actually decided to get rid of two bottom leaves. These two, they weren't looking too bad, but at the same time, since I got rid of so many roots on this plant, it would be extremely difficult for this baby to hold on to every single leaf from there. So I decided just to get rid of them myself. Also, I had to cut one of the middle leaves. Here you can see the stick, because even though the leaf itself seems to be pretty okay-ish, the stem of the leaf was already rotting, so it was just a matter of time. But all in all, I feel like getting rid of 3 leaves for now will be enough, I hope. Oh, here's how the wounds, do you see? Here's how the wounds from 2 cutted leaves from the bottom look like. Soon these parts will just rot off and fall off. Hopefully it won't cause any damage to the plant itself. And right now I want to leave this be in this peroxide mixture for 10 more minutes because it's been for about 5 as for now. So while it's taking a bath, I will go ahead and look for some lickables. Yep, you heard it right. I'm not sure how many of those I still have, so I guess soon you will find out.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, I do have some bad and some good news. The bad news are that I don't have leca anymore. It was my last batch in the soil mix that I used for this plant to be planted in. So that's that. I won't be able to keep it in leca, just like I planned to do it. So right now what I feel would be the best decision for me not to plant it back into the soil because I already seen it doesn't like that yet. So I'm gonna do a pretty risky move and I'm gonna leave it in water. So right now I'll go ahead, get rid of that peroxide mixture, wait for the roots to dry out like 5 minutes, and then I will add filtered water back into the spot and leave it be in its normal, like usual space. But the only thing that this time I'm gonna be doing differently, since I do have couple nice looking aerial roots that are not cooperating. For example, this one is looking upwards, that one I cut off because I broke it. How do we? So instead of just leaving it be as it is, I feel like I'm gonna keep water level for like 3 inches. So during those 10 days it won't dry out complete, maybe 4 or 5 inches, you know? So it won't dry out completely. And also, in case the roots decided to rot in still standing water that is not changed for 10 days, I won't have a plan B. And what I decided to do, I have some rooting hormone, I have sphagnum moss, and I have several Ziploc bags. So I thought I will go ahead and air layer this bad boy just in case it decides to go sideways like the whole plant. So right now I will cover the root in rooting hormone and put a Ziploc bag just like as a backup in case the bottom starts to rot. I'll be able to cut off the bottom and have some nice already existing roots in sphagnum moss bags. Does it make sense, guys? I hope it does. Wait, I'm looking for a brush. Oh my gosh. It's just one of those disastrous days, I guess, guys. Everything is falling apart, but that's the part of life, I guess. Alright, so I have this rooting hormone. I want to go ahead, dip my brush in it, and just sprinkle it around the root. One root and the other one. I'm not scared that some of that is actually falling over already rooting rods. That should help a bit. Who knows? Who knows? Honestly, I'm a bit sad because I have to do this, you know, all of it. But at the same time, I feel pretty hopeful. Never give up. I still have lots of healthy plant here, so I guess it's gonna be a learning curve. Okay, I have cleaned, this is actually cleaned Ziploc bag that I'm reusing from plant mail. And I have sphagnum moss that already pre-moistened a bit. I want to get rid of some water. Don't want to have soggy moss in there. So I'm gonna prepare a couple of Ziploc bags like so. Not compact with moss, so there is space for aerial roots to wiggle and jiggle all around. I'm gonna make another one completely similar way because I do have only a couple of aerial roots. This one is not active yet, so I'm not gonna do anything with it. We're gonna have to work with those two that we have. again. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments what do you think about this whole dealio. Am I losing my mind and doing nonsense right now? Or should this work? Because as I have been watching so many of other plenty YouTubers saving their rotting Monsteras Thai constellation specifically, most of them were just propagating them and rerouting in water. And once again, I wanna make this last hooray and do not cut it yet, just in case we'll manage to save it that way. And I guess while being away on a holiday, I'll be nervous as heck, but hopefully after coming back we'll see some nice juicy white noodle roots, because I can see them right now. Also, I could use perlite. Should I use perlite? I mean, I do remember rooting my Monstera aurea in water, and it was so happy in water, so probably let's stick with water. Okay, 2 Ziploc bags all prepared. I'll go ahead, take some tape and get rid of that peroxide water and add some filtered water. So let's do that.
A few moments later.
Alright, we're back. I cleaned the pot once again, rinsed it. Not sure how much of that you'll see, and filled it with a couple liters of filtered water. I made sure the roots are sitting nicely, like in a circle, so not any single root is bending. That way, to prevent even more possible root rot because of the damage. Oh my gosh, this is such a beast. Right, let's once again turn you this side. So right now, last thing left to do is to go ahead, use the hack I showed you. With this one, it's gonna be easy because it's just poking upwards, so it just will completely nicely stay in there, I feel like. Let's see. Ouch. I'm gonna jiggle the sphagnum mouse around the root. Yeah, that should do. And I'm closing the Ziploc bag so the moisture stays in there. Okay, I will keep an eye on the Ziploc bag and see if it's opening up later on during the day. Still have 2 days before leaving to my holiday. So we'll see, I guess. And okay, I forgot the tape. We can use actually the plant tape I had on this plant. This one has a little bit less of a soil, since the root is actually pretty small. It's pretty small. How do we? Maybe like that. It. I guess for now this is it. This is how the plant is going to look. I'll put it back in its casual spot where it was happy living and thriving, and I guess we'll keep you posted. Here's just another round of me trying to save this baby without cutting it. Honestly, the thought already came to my mind, but this is my last hooray, you know, going against the rules and trying to save it as it is, because it's such a beautiful and lush plant. And of course, I still have time to change my mind and cut it. Once again, I'll check on the roots how they're feeling in that water mixture right now. And also, I thought to maybe cover the spot a little bit, maybe with some kind of, you know, bag or so, to keep the humidity in, because there's no way I could put this Monstera in like humidity box to make it happy. It's too big, of course, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Subscribe to see how we are doing later on. Hopefully this is going to be the time when I came back with the updates and showing you happy, healthy white roots. Oh, I cannot wait to make this thing happen. So putting it out there into the universe. You know what? I feel like I can also add a little bit of rooting hormone. Just a tiny touch to some bottom roots over here. Maybe that will help this baby to figure what I want from it. Just a little rub here and there to add some extra boost, because right now it is standing in filtered water without any kind of fertilizer. So maybe that will help a little bit. Okay. This is it, guys. This is where we're finishing today's video. I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I'm hopeful. So let me know in the comments, how do you feel about this whole dealio? Do you feel like I did something right, or maybe I'm doing something completely wrong? I know there are so many people and so many options and so many like varieties what can happen, environmental and stuff like that. So I do get all of that, but at the same time I feel like every single comment that tries to help out is of course helpful. So please go ahead, take your time, at least a little bit of your time, and help this poor girl out, because she can be such a good plant. She has such a nice potential. So hopefully we'll make it. But anywho, I won't be working on your nerves any longer. Hopefully soon I'll come back with fun updates, so stay tuned for that. Like this video if you enjoyed this rescue mission. Comment some of your suggestions, comment any kind of comments. Honestly, I'm too nervous to think about anything. In this video won't be any language lesson. Let's go straight to business, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.